Hi friends, welcome back to Connie's Truffle House. We are so glad to have you with us today because this is going to be so much fun. We are going to make Connie's gluten-free chocolate sandwich cookies, and it's exactly what it sounds like. This is going to end up being a sandwich, and you'll see more about that later. But in the meantime, I want to let you know that I have been baking cookies for over 50, 55 years, since I just turned 67 last week. Woohoo! Woohoo! Yes, I woke up. It's always a good thing. Well, this recipe calls for the very first step, whisking egg whites with vanilla. So I told Kristen, I'm going to get it started, and I walked away. Look, friends, my egg whites, which were to be lightly whisked, turned into meringues. So later I'll make meringue cookies. But that just shows you that somebody like me who's been doing this for years, I should have known you don't walk away. So Kristen whisked another 4 egg whites separated with the vanilla because I asked her to because I have tennis elbow. And I'm not supposed to be doing that. But if you need a good PT, Cullen Negrini, I highly recommend. This is my take for that. But he's awesome. Austin Physical Therapy. He's the best. If you need a physical therapist, call Cullen. But the good news about making this mistake, egg yolks actually have a good purpose. If you're into making homemade mayonnaise, there's your thing. Kristen said you can put them in your hair and it softens your hair. So Kristen, take this home. You got a hair treatment.
I might try that.
There you go. So now what we're going to do, friends, this is similar to the chocolate cookie that we made before. I'm wearing the apron from Harrods. Thank you. And I talked to you about sifting ingredients, right? The cocoa. This is a similar recipe, but it's for sandwich cookies. They're going to be flattered. So what you can do, if you don't have time to sift, just pour them in. Just pour in all the dry ingredients, okay? That's 3 cups of powdered sugar, 3/4 of a cup of that yummy, delicious cocoa powder that I've told you about before that I highly recommend. This is about 1.5 teaspoons of cornstarch. Now, cornstarch for a gluten-free person, celiac, is our glue. This is like our flour. Cornstarch, okay, get that in there. And then we've got a 1/2 teaspoon of coarse salt. I use kosher. Now, one thing to keep in mind when you're measuring salt, coarse salt is not the same as iodized table salt, coarse and fine. So be careful about that. Alrighty? And then these egg whites, let me tell you very quickly, 4 egg whites separated. Remember, they're supposed to be at room temperature. We've talked about that before. A tablespoon of vanilla, pure vanilla extract, and you can get these at any little store to separate. Well, it's so cool. You just put it on a dish, you crack it, your egg white goes through these little sides, and then you put the egg yolk in another dish.
That's
so
awesome.
It's perfect. Now, if you don't have time to sift your ingredients with a sifter on a plate of wax paper, take a whisk, and the dry ingredients, can you see it, honey? Yeah. These are all the dry ingredients. Now, whisking dry ingredients for a cookie is very good, and let me tell you why quickly. This aerates the sugar. By aerating the sugar, first of all, you're breaking up lumps. Powdered sugar and cocoa, famous for lumps. So we're aerating the sugar, which means when we start to add this, the egg whites, it's going to be combined more easily, okay? So now we've aerated the sugar, we've whisked together the dry ingredients. Now we're going to dump in the egg whites that Kristen made for me. Thank you so much, Kristen.
You're welcome.
And now it's time to mix. So I'm going to mix this for just a short period of time, and let me tell you why. Don't over mix your cookie dough because it will get kind of dense, and then the cookies may not be the texture you like. Okay. So when they say don't over mix, that's why. You don't want to go crazy thinking, oh, the longer the better. No.
Okay.
And then during the process of mixing, scrape down the bits, okay? and then help it around like that. Now, if you don't have a stand mixer or a hand mixer, you can do this by hand. You can do this with a whisk, alrighty? So what we're going to do is we're gonna just pause the camera for a minute and then come right back because I don't want to take up time.
Okay.
Back, the cookie dough is ready. Can you see it? And now comes the fun.
And we didn't overmix it.
No, we did not overmix it. And we are now going to add the good stuff. You know, I love to mix chocolates. So I've got dark chocolate, it's about 78%. So that is a health food right here. So eat the cookies because you're eating a health food. So we've got that. This is a mixture of semi-sweet and milk chocolate. You might not put the whole thing in because remember, you can always add to, but you can't take away. This is about a cup of chopped pecans. I'm just going to add them in gradually because one time when I made these cookies, y'all, I put in too many pecans. And because these can be sandwich cookies, you don't want a lot of big old pecans sticking up. So gently fold in the nuts and the chocolate. Chris, can you see that, hun?
Mm-hmm.
See, there you go. That is ready. So we are going to just scoop up a few. I'm just going to show you a few, this little ice cream scoop that I've used before. Now you're going to be shocked. If this scares you because it's a little bit runny, chill the dough. You can chill the dough. In fact, a lot of people chill their cookie dough before they put it on the cookie sheet. Mm-hmm. But I'm just going to, for time's sake, put it on there like that. And then, because Kristen and I have been working hard together to get this to be a concise video, these are going to go in the oven, but ta-da! We have the finished product right here. I wished you could smell them. We've already baked them. They're out of the oven. They get glossy on the top. They get some cracks. Bake them at 350. Depending upon how big they are, 14, 15 minutes. Let them cool on a rack and on parchment paper. Remember, this cookie has no butter. So you may have to spray or grease very lightly the parchment paper. Okay. And after you bring them out of the oven, what I usually do, this is the kind of pan I like, y'all. And the reason I love this pan, it has no sides. So then your cookie doesn't run up against a side. And it's light. It's a light color. Okay. When you're baking cookies, don't go real dark because dark attracts heat and the bottoms will get overdone before the top. Oh. Now, if you only have a dark cookie sheet, cut the temperature 25 degrees, 325. These are going in at 350. And now what we're going to do, we're going to say goodbye. And part 2 of this video will be making these treasures into sandwich cookies with a couple little cutie pies that you've met before in the Rice Krispie video. So come back and join us. Thank you for being here. You know we love you all. Bye.